News just coming in, a setback for Noida residents. The Supreme Court has declined a plea to stop the installation of Mayawati statues at Noida. The UP Chief Minister is installing statues in the Maya Park. Residents of Noida challenged her, saying that the Maya Park, on the grounds that it has not got any environmental sanction and it's also adjacent to a recognized sanctuary. Meanwhile, an Environment and Forest Ministry team inspected the 35-hectare site in Noida a short while ago. It's being built on the banks of the Yamuna. NDTV's Siddharth Pandey went with that team. He joins us now. Siddharth, a setback really for the Noida residents. I believe you have the petitioner with you. What did he have to say?
Well, Gagi, it's a temporary setback, if you will, because they essentially have not been able to convince the Supreme Court to order a stay on the installation of the statue, and the Supreme Court essentially saying that if the cabinet had approved this, then essentially there was nothing that they were going to do at this particular stage. But the case, of course, does continue in the Supreme Court as well. And also, as you said, a short while back, a team from the central government had come here from the Environment and Forest Ministry. They were ordered to come and conduct an inquiry out here to try and find out if there had been any violation of environmental laws. And as you said, that just behind me, of course, is the wall where this entire Mayawati Park memorial is being created in Noida. 6,000 trees were apparently cut to facilitate this. I'm joined by one of the petitioners who has now gone against this. Mr. Jaswal, essentially what's at stake for you here?
Well, at stake for me is my own survival of my environment. Because 12 years back when I moved in this place, it was absolutely green, and when you would come here, you would feel a temperature fall of 3 to 4 degrees. And now it's the other way around, because those thousands of trees and shrubs and flowering bougainvillea and whatnot, in fact, they have all been replaced by hundreds of thousands of tons of rock, of stone, of concrete, and this is going to be absolutely dangerous.
Hard to imagine that perhaps a forest was here or a park was here.
Yeah, absolutely, because but if you see Google, you would see that in January 2008, I think that's the picture which is there right on now, and you will see half of this entire area, which used to form 5 parks, was a forest. It was, you call it Dean Forest, you call it whatever forest, but it was a forest. It was so thick with trees and all, and the other half was lawns and other things in the garden. But now it is all been razed to the ground. We have another park. We had another park, I would say. I'm sorry to say this now. We used to be called Nandan Kanan, and actually Noida Authority has got that on its website. They used to take pride in that, and that park is also gone. And that park used to have, God knows how many, maybe more than 200 or at least 150 bottle palm trees, beautifully grown bottle palm trees.
So the parks may have gone essentially replaced with this structure now, but the team from the central government was here today to conduct an inspection. Are you hopeful of perhaps seeing greenery return?
Well, yes, if one doesn't have hope, one can't live. But I'm very disappointed even in the central government. This was happening right under their nose. This place is just about 15 kilometers from Parliament, from the seat of the government, from South Block. And anybody saying this, that they have woken up after a jerk, with a jerk after 1.5 years, is shocking. Why didn't they do it earlier? And this kind of massive project required an environment impact assessment from the central government, prior to taking up any construction. Here, after everything is done, work is going on here 24/7, and I'm not exaggerating. Come in the morning and you see for yourself lights, n number of such lights, and the work being done under them. So at this frenetic pace, the work is going on. I'm sure by the time the central government comes out of its slumber, does something, work would already be over.
But you are still willing to fight it out in court?
Yes, we are fighting it out not only for this. We are fighting it out to set an example for wrongdoing governments, not only this, because you have wrongdoers all over government, unfortunately.
But on this project, of course, you continue to do the fight. Well, as you heard it from Mr. Jaswal, interestingly, the team will also be looking at satellite images to try and find out what the density of the trees and forest behind me was. They'll be submitting the report to the center, perhaps later today or in the next couple of days.
Right, Siddharth, thanks so much for joining us there. So Noida residents determined to carry on their fight against the Mayawati statues.